Hey, this is Joe. Welcome back. You're coming if you're back for more, and welcome if you're the first time here. I ta- I talked to my experience in the awakening process. So, if you resonate with that, and basically, I just kind of give tips of what I've experienced, and for those that are receiving this, most like you're in the process of awakening, which is basically symptoms of it are things you're seeing things different than seeing reality different than when you did in the past, where you seeing things for things for what they are, being financial systems, um, academic systems, all the systems in which we live. You're seeing what the true reality of them, and whether you like it or not, you may realize that those systems are not for us, and that's kind of the first steps in the awakening process is just understanding and where the matrix and the reality in which we live, and whether you most likely don't like what you see, or feel in that, and that's kind of giving you the how you say it, the notion that that things are not what what they're not what they seem, and if you resonate with this, then continue to listen. If you don't, then swipe on by. That's fine too. So my resume, my recommendation or experience from the awakening process today is that um, a lot of the things that I went through in my awakening process, it just sometimes it feels like you're just getting badgered. But what I did was learn each day things. There's always examples each day that you learn from one through. There's like kind of like academic learning in the school of life. There's like three different types of learning. There's one like academic where that it they send you in the angels, your guides, your angels, the divine itself sends, and your ancestors, your past loved ones, they all all are on your team. So they'll send you information via your phone, be it being information or people like me to contact you, to just give messages to let you know, hey, you're not alone. You're not, excuse me, you're not going crazy. This is real, and this is something that you chose to do when you were a soul before you for incarnation in this earth at this time, specifically at this time, so that we and that it's really a great honor to one to help you guys as well as to be a part of this, because it's one of those um things that you can really I mean, you're helping your not only yourself by doing your inner healing work and getting rid of the traumas and the blocked emotions and stuff, but you're also doing you're healing your family members so that they don't have to do it. I mean, your kids, your grandkids, and everything. You're basically the stopper. I mean, of any future occurrences of having to go through this process, so that you and or any I mean anybody that in your family would get link um, inherits or be handed, or how do you say it, um, yeah, basically would be um, part of a, what do you call, addiction, or part of a family and heritage of things, and either emotional traumas or something that's happened from generation to generation. And you're the one that's going to block this by doing this work. And when you do this work, you're actually healing yourself, but not only yourself, but your family members and humanity. And at the same time, you're raising the frequency for everybody that's doing this. We're raising the frequency of humanity and of the earth, which the earth is going to use for healing itself. So it is a great honor, the to be in this process. And like I said, it's like a roller coaster. It has its ups and downs, and it does have three different types of learning. One, it's kind of like academical, being that it's information through people like me, through books, through um, what do you call it, angel numbers and stuff that they're sending you through symbols that help heal, and Merkaba and sacred geometry. They'll send different symbols and stuff. Though also through Prime Video that has Gaia. There's and also tons of videos that for the awakening process that you can reference, and you go through the series, and it just basically it'll, they'll guide you to whatever resonates with you. You can just click on a video and see and whether you like it. And there's all kinds of there's information about sacred geometry. There's mindfulness. There's meditations. There's a wealth of information there. And then the second thing is they send information through to like basically through angel numbers, which is basically cheering you on and telling you you're protected, and then they'll also send links to books, and or people that have specific abilities, like inner healing or chakras healings and stuff, and or frequencies, healing through frequencies. So it's all depending on, everybody has unique situation in which to heal or needs healing, but the process is the same. It's just what specific blockages and where those blockages are in your chakra system. So, and the third way they the universe teaches us in the school of awakening is through experience. I mean, you're going to be confronted with people, situations and people, and situations in which you have to make decisions, and whether, basically to test your integrity. Do you make the choice to do something? If somebody gives, just for example, somebody gives you a $10 bill instead of a $1 bill, but you were as change, but you only expected $1 back, do you give the $10 and tell them? There's going to be tests of your integrity. This awakening process will test your integrity in that sense. It will test they test your patience, because, like I said, you'll be confronted with other people, and these people will be pretty much mirrors of you, and unfortunately, they'll trigger you in ways that you won't like, and you have to really understand where you're gonna you're gonna flip the person off, or you're just gonna, not, I wouldn't say that, but if you're gonna do and respond to somebody negative, then that's not the right answer. You have to kind of look at it and see why the person's reacting that way. Did you do something to trigger that, or was it something that they were triggered by you in a way, or that you were triggered by them? It could be either way, but in the moment you might not know it, but you need to have a journal and just kind of reflect every day. You have to reflect on those three things. First is the academic, what the information is being sent to you, and to absorb that information by reading it, reading the information, the books, and stuff. Start reading the books that they send you. Second is, if people like me are sending you information, that you also take that note of that, and the angel numbers that they send you, you look them up, and you write them down, or you take a picture or whatever. And the third thing is the situations. It's basically a situational awareness of how you deal with situations, how you deal with people, how you deal with your own emotions, your own mind. If you have an addiction on something, do you continuously every day fall for the addiction, whether it be smoking or what do you call it? I can't think of another one, but and those specific addictions, whether it's sugar addiction, whether it's lustful lustful thoughts, or pornography, or whatever, that addiction is, that you may have, is it something that you continue to do? And they'll bring, and if it's, whether it's on your phone, or whether it's on other forms of media, all that is going to be you're going to be up and confronted with, and obviously over time, you have to start making improvements each day to not fall for the addictions, not fall for and losing your emotions, losing your temper, and stuff. And those are really the three facets of this process. And I mean, my journey was going through all three, and basically writing down all the information in a journal that I was getting each day, taking snips on my phone, reading the books that they told me to read, and like I said, I used Gaia, the Prime Video and Gaia channel to look at it. And there's a ton of information there under Gaia you can look at. And the third thing was situational awareness and being aware of how I was triggering people and how people were triggering me. And sometimes, I had confrontations with people that I didn't. Not confrontations. I just had people that didn't like me just because they didn't like me. And it wasn't something I did or said or anything. But it's just the fact that some people are not going to like you just because. You're either on a different, you radiate a different energy or different frequency, and that just, for some people, just ticks them off. And maybe they're, obviously, and having a bad day, that's also true. But when you see that person on a regular basis, like at work or something, then it's, what do you call it? It's that. And I found that rather than react negatively, I just continue to say hi to the person and stuff. And the people that I had confrontations with before, whether or they didn't like me, really didn't like me beforehand. Then I over time, as I talked to them, just said hi and stuff, and ended up working with them on a project for a colleague, and with a colleague didn't like me, and everything turned out well. And just whatever issues they had with me or whatever, just I guess what I went aside when, or was stuff was put aside when they started working with me, and that their perception of me also was probably tainted before we started working together. So it's like that. It's every day. There's always somebody. Maybe somebody cuts you off in a car, or somebody spills your coffee, or there's always instances where you can lose your cool. And what I've found is just count to 10 and just not, just smile and say, okay, that's not a big issue. It's one of those things that happens, and whether they did it intentionally or didn't, and most people, I don't think, try to do anything intentionally. That's just the way the society and our system is set up, is for us to be, for humanity to be running on, what do you call it? Running on the rat race, and to be pushing ourselves to the limits to just try to get everything done. And that's why this awakening process is established too, is for humanity to take another, to take a different step, and to go into another reality, which won't require us to, one, compete for limited resources, which are not limited, or to reach, or to constantly pursue trying to get money and things, or trying to trade our time for money. And none of that's going to be part of this new reality, because the reality is as humans, and we can attract our own reality. We are creators of our own reality, because we're one with the divine. So that the fact that we have to strive to outperform, to compete for, to make money, which is kind of crazy. Really, the concept of it that we're in, and if you resonate with that, and you've come this far, then you know that's true. That there's other ways there will be other ways of making money, other ways of thriving, and it won't be trading our time for money, and it won't be trading our exhaustion or our energy and the fact that we won't be trading our, how can I say it, our nervous system basically for getting whatever resources we need to survive and live, and it will be more us magnetizing what we want, manifesting what we want based on our frequency, and then and basically controlling ourselves, our energy, our energy, our frequency, our mind, our emotions, all the embodiment of the three bodies: the physical body, emotional body, and spiritual body. So healing all those three, getting all the starting to eat better, which you'll see, and you'll start choosing different foods. You'll try, and you'll start eating less because your body is going to become more less dense, and it's going to be not require as much food. Second thing is will be then the um, that you'll um, uh, you'll have more energy, and you'll have different preferences to like being um, I mean, for food as well. You're stop if you, I mean, you might stop eating one type of, all sugary stuff, drinks, or whether food. You'll stop and you start to choose differently for your food types as well, and your drink types. Whether you're drinking alcohol and a lot or whatever, or drinking alcohol, then that will cease as well. I mean, your body is, you're going to become more aware of your body and the toxins that you put in it. So it's not like you want to put bad gas into your car. You don't want to, you're not going to want to put that in your system. And the third thing you'll find in this journey is that your sensitivity is going to, for discernment, your intuition, your um, your um, discernment, your intuition, your um, let's see what else. Your perception of reality is going to be very and perception of energy. You're going to be able to go into rooms and understand and who's really for you and who's against you without even talking to the person. Just be able to feel the room and even feel the person if you're in with just one person in a room, whether that person is really for you or not. And you'll be able to discern also whether the people are telling you the truth or not. And that's the power of discernment. Power to intuition would be the fact that you'll be able to make better decisions based on your gut, and that's going to be very heightened as well. So all these things are getting tuned up, and your body is detoxing itself, similar to what the earth is doing, and that's the only way to to what they call elevate yourself on this in this journey. So is one, changing your drinking habits, changing your eating habits, changing your daily habits as far as not trying to run yourself ragged every day, trying to do everything and taking breaks, and then focusing in on the work that the three things of information that you have to work on each day, and you'll get it. Every day is a journey, and every day when you get done at night is to think, be grateful for all the stuff that happened, and just be aware of the situations in which you're put in, the people you're putting in that are triggering you or are being triggered by you, and things that and asking those questions to yourself. Why is this happening? What am I what may I be doing to cause this person to be mad? Or what is it, something internally that I need to work on? Because everyone is a mirror of ourselves. So you seeing this, I am a mirror of you, and we're all of the divine itself. So we're all fractals of the divine. So when you see me or you see somebody else, and we're all the same and all one. So that if you see somebody doing something you don't like, most likely it's something internal to you that you need to look at as far as what that may be. And then they be for healing. And then the second thing is also that if it isn't you, you'll find out, because toxic people will fade away in your life. They'll be leaving over the course of this process. Whether you have a marriage of a long time or whatever, you'll end up seeing people for what they are. You'll be feeling what people for what they are, and you'll be able to know what their intentions are. So what, and if you've been not awake consciously for this long, and you've been with this person, you'll quickly see you'll see the colors of that person very quickly, if you hadn't before, and it's just going to be a matter of time whether what the person leaves or the person wants to change for good. But like anything, this process is not for changing others. That's changing. That's focusing on yourself. And if I learned anything myself, I tried to try to change other people, and it just doesn't work. Other people have to be willing to change, and that's the key to it. I mean, you can't change the world if the world doesn't want to change, but you can change yourself, and that's the most important. Is you can. I mean, if you have the will and the spirit to do so, and if you're in this process and you made it this far, you do, and then you can change the world. That's that's the most important thing. So go out and continue to change yourself, and change the world, and change humanity, and actually change the planet for the better. So with that, if you like this, subscribe, like, and I'll continue to send messages. You'll still and continue to receive them. So keep up the good work, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.